Ahoy there, mateys! It be International Talk Like a Pirate Day. But don't worry, I won't be doing that for the whole video. I will, however, be keeping this hat. I wanted to commemorate this holiday by discussing a particularly piratey piece of pop culture. However, I couldn't choose between two different films, so I decided to make two videos. In this video, I'll be discussing the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean film, On Stranger Tides. Don't forget to give this video a like, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. After the financial success of the first two Pirates of the Caribbean sequels, a fourth film was pretty much inevitable. On Stranger Tides was actually the first Pirates of the Caribbean film I saw in the cinema. As such, it'll always hold a special place in my heart. Beware! There be spoilers ahead! The film was suggested by the 1987 novel On Stranger Tides by Tim Powers. However, writers Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio have said they wouldn't call the film an adaptation. Gore Verbinski, who directed the first three films, was busy working on Rango, so On Stranger Tides was instead directed by Rob Marshall. In contrast to Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, the fourth film was intended to serve as a standalone sequel, though the film does pick up where At World's End left off, with Captain Jack Sparrow in search of the Fountain of Youth. The aim was to tell a simpler story with fewer characters to follow. On Stranger Tides only features a handful of returning characters. The film places Captain Jack Sparrow front and centre. Despite this being his fourth outing as the character, Johnny Depp is still on top form.
Unlike some who pretend to be, but cannot in fact hold a candle to, I am Captain Jack Sparrow.
Geoffrey Rush also returns as Captain Barbossa, now serving as a privateer for the British Crown. He is also on a personal quest for revenge, giving the character a compelling reason to return beyond mere familiarity. This film sees Barbossa become the franchise's first proper peg-legged pirate. The only other major returning character is Jack's long-suffering first mate, Joshua Gibbs, played by Kevin McNally. As the sole remaining member of Jack's crew, Gibbs is afforded a slightly more significant role.
I had just enough time to study those infernal circles, every route, every destination, all safe in here.
Welcome back to His Majesty's Navy, Master Gibbs.
This is the first film to give Jack a proper love interest, in the form of Angelica, played by Penelope Cruz.
The lies I told you were not lies.
You lied to me by telling me the truth?
Yes.
That's very good. May I use that?
I'm sure you will anyway.
Well, of course I will.
The interplay between Jack and Angelica is highly engaging, as, despite their mutual attraction, neither one can fully trust the other.
You can be so charming when you want something, Jack. The trick is finding out what.
Jack does genuinely care for Angelica. Nevertheless, their relationship is ultimately doomed.
I love you.
As do I. Always have. Always will.
I gotta go.
Jack!
The film's post-credits scene hints at Angelica's possible return. However, the character wasn't so much as mentioned in the fifth film, Dead Men Tell No Tales. On Stranger Tides is notable for its inclusion of actual historical figures. For example, towards the start of the film, Jack is brought before King George II, played by Richard Griffiths. More significantly, the film's antagonist is none other than Captain Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard. Blackbeard is a terrific villain. Ian McShane plays the iconic pirate as unrepentantly wicked.
You dare not walk the path of righteousness, the way of the light.
No, sir. The truth is it'd be much simpler than all that. I am a bad man.
Two of the film's most divisive characters are Philip and Serena, played by Sam Claflin and Astrid Burgess Frisbee. Most people see them as poor stand-ins for Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. However, while not exactly groundbreaking, I do find their love story both unique and genuinely compelling. They both recognise a kindness in each other that distinguishes them from those around them.
You are different.
Different.
Are you not? You protect?
I actually think Philip is one of the most interesting characters in the franchise. Apparently it was Johnny Depp who suggested that the character be a missionary, which I can't help but suspect was purely to set up this joke.
I support the missionary's position.
Nevertheless, as a missionary, Philip's outlook is truly unique.
You're either with us or against us!
I'm not with you, neither am I against you! Can he do that?
He's religious, I believe it's required.
Keith Richards makes a brief appearance, reprising his role as Jack's father, Captain Teague, from At World's End.
I heard where you're headed. The fountain.
Have you been there?
Does this face look like it's been to the fountain of youth?
Depends on the light.
Also, Judi Dench is in this film, for less than 20 seconds.
Is that it?
On Stranger Tides was the first Pirates of the Caribbean film to be shot digitally rather than on film. It was also the first to be filmed in 3D. The film is filled with new locations that still feel part of the Pirates of the Caribbean world. To date, this remains the only film in the franchise in which the Black Pearl does not appear, full size.
The Black Pearl in the bottle? Why is the Black Pearl in the bottle?
Behind the scenes, the sunset, which had portrayed the Black Pearl in the previous two films, was redesigned to portray Blackbeard's ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge. The design of this imposing 3.5-story vessel is one of my personal favourites. Like her captain, the Queen Anne's Revenge did actually exist. However, the film isn't overly concerned with historical accuracy. This is the first Pirates of the Caribbean film to feature mermaids, though they were flippantly mentioned in The Curse of the Black Pearl.
The pirates! They're cursed! They can't be killed!
Don't worry, miss, he's already informed of that. A little mermaid flopped up on deck and told him the whole story.
Mermaids have also appeared in a number of companion novels. While this is a Disney film, these mermaids are a lot less friendly than Ariel. Their design is quite distinctive. These mermaids adapt to their surroundings, shedding their more aquatic features when exposed to air. For some reason, they also possess Spider-Man-like abilities. By the way, am I the only one who thinks this particular mermaid looks like Amanda Seyfried? Having produced Klaus Badalt's score for The Curse of the Black Pearl, and composed the music for Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, Hans Zimmer returned once again to score the fourth film. The soundtrack for On Stranger Tides is particularly memorable. Zimmer collaborated with Mexican acoustic guitar duo Rodrigo and Gabriela to give the music a Spanish flavour. To date, this is Zimmer's last contribution to the franchise, as his protege, Jeff Zanelli, wrote the music for Dead Men Tell No Tales. Personally, I don't think any of the Pirates of the Caribbean sequels have surpassed the original film. Nevertheless, I do consider this film to be a worthy addition to the franchise. Furthermore, I think it's a good follow-up to At World's End. Instead of trying to go even bigger, the filmmakers wisely chose to scale back the fourth film. Personally, I think On Stranger Tides delivers an experience more in keeping with the first film, a breezy, swashbuckling adventure with likeable characters. Make sure you check out my other pirate-themed video, in which I discuss one of my favourite childhood films, Muppet Treasure Island. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this film. Also, let me know what your favourite pirate films are. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like? Maybe share it with a friend. Or an enemy. Either way, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to see more content here on Channel 73.